All right, guys, the first thing I want to show you is the actual tachometer pickup. This is something that in this particular car, this has got an old Chevy 350 in it, and it's not the original motor by any stretch. It's just an old truck motor, a Jasper repowered motor from '87, and it's sitting in here until I can get the LS ordered, the LS3 that's going to go in this car. But in the meantime, we're going to use what we've got, and the tachometer relay actually gets hooked up inside here, up underneath this. You got to remove a couple things to get to it, including the distributor cap. Up underneath there's a little pin, and what you'll do is you'll actually wire it in just like you see I've got here, and this goes right here next to this guy, and you'll see, oops, sorry, I moved the camera, there you go. See, it's wired up in there real nice. That's exactly where that goes, and then you follow it around and right through the firewall into the chassis, and up there you'll have it tucked away until you're ready to install the Dakota Digital gauge. All right, now the hot water sending unit or the temp sending unit right down here on this particular block, this is where the sensor goes. It's actually in a bad spot. It's sitting right up on the header. They strongly recommend do not do that because it will be too high of a reading. And I also have snapped that a couple of times trying to tighten it down. These things are very, very sensitive. The threading does not really fit very nicely together. It takes a long time. You gotta be very patient, and it's not fully screwed in. As you can see, it's barely in there. So I'll be tightening that up before we start and hoping it doesn't snap again. And that location is not the best optimal location. I will probably end up moving it and utilizing this here once I get this plug out of there. That's a better location, and it won't compromise the wire. It certainly won't sit up on a header. But anyway, once you get that thing installed, you're gonna run it back through, same deal, right through the firewall. And this car has this extra opening here for running gauges and stuff through it. And the same for the oil sending unit. Can you see the oil sending unit? It's back there as well. Sorry for the bad video, but you can see it there right underneath the distributor. And if I get the camera in here, you can see how that sits there. Installed there. That's going to be a tight one too. You're going to need a special wrench to tighten that up, but it can be done. And same thing, it'll run through the firewall. The speedometer cable comes out from down below, as does the ground wire for the fuel sending unit. They're way down here, followed up along the brake lines basically, and zip tied them up through here. And they're coming up in here through this hole in the firewall for the speedometer, right there. So speedo, and that's a good location there. So that's what that one does.